Welcome to History in Focus. Before we begin, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more historical content. Also, let me know in the comments which moment impacted you the most. Enjoy the video. In the early 1900s, beaches were a popular retreat, especially during the summer months, attracting large crowds. Lifeguards like the one in this photo were responsible for preventing accidents and ensuring the safety of swimmers. This lifeguard is seen standing watch at Brighton Beach while beachgoers in period attire enjoy the sun. This photo captures a group of shoeshine boys listening to an elderly veteran from the American Civil War in the 1920s. The young generation of that time had immense respect for the life experiences of former soldiers. The photo symbolizes the strong bond between generations. A family camping in the 1920s with their Briscoe automobile. Spending time in nature with the help of early cars was a popular activity. The tent, camping gear, and relaxed campers capture the free-spirited nature of the era. This 1945 photo shows a billboard swearing Manhattan Project workers to secrecy. The project, responsible for developing the atomic bomb, was one of the most secretive efforts of its time. The message, "What you see here stays here," emphasizes the importance of keeping the project's secrets. This photo shows a dorm room at the University of Illinois circa 1910. The walls are decorated with numerous photos and artistic posters, reflecting typical student life. The students are seen relaxing in their room, offering a glimpse into dorm life of that era. This 1940 photograph showcases the technology used in beauty schools of the era. The permanent wave machine reflects the complexity of hairstyling methods at the time. The woman, having her hair styled with this large and intricate device, presents a striking image. In the narrow streets of Old Istanbul, a wine seller is seen carrying a large barrel on his back. These vendors, with their traditional attire and laborious methods, were a common sight in the late 19th century, representing a significant part of everyday life. This 1940s photograph shows miners working in a West Virginia coal mine. It reveals the tough underground working conditions and the industrial equipment of the time, reminding us of the hard labor that miners endured. In 1930, a policeman is judging an ankle competition in England. This unusual contest reflects the beauty standards and entertainment of that era, offering a glimpse into the past. In 1970, miners in France work deep inside a mine with the assistance of horses. This image highlights how horses remained essential in mining operations even after the Industrial Revolution. In 1930, during the Hunter brothers' record-breaking 23-day flight without landing, Kenneth Hunter is seen performing mid-air mechanical checks. This flight was a milestone in aviation history. In 1918, a pole climbing class for telephone electricians at the University of Michigan. This training was part of the SATC, Students' Army Training Corps program, to equip soldiers with vocational skills. This image shows the London Underground from the early 1900s. Wooden platforms and advertising posters on the walls were key features back then. The silent and misty atmosphere reflects the transport system of those times. In 1945, driver trainees learned how to drive using these simulation machines. Before hitting real roads, students practiced safe driving techniques through these devices. In 1933, double-deck buses in London underwent safety tests, where the buses were tilted to different angles to assess their resistance to tipping. These tests were crucial for public transport safety. In 1937, Prague, file clerks worked at electric elevator desks to access and organize documents. This innovative system was designed to improve efficiency and reflects the technological mindset of the time. In 1928, Reykjavik, women are washing their linens using natural hot springs. The geothermal waters played a crucial role in rural life for daily cleaning tasks. In the 1950s, an ironworker fearlessly works at great heights on a skyscraper. Despite minimal safety measures, these workers were responsible for constructing the peaks of buildings. The image captures the bravery and adrenaline-filled work environment of the time. This photo from the 1920s captures strong and agile circus acrobats forming a human pyramid. These performers were part of the popular entertainment acts of the era, showcasing their physical endurance. a fun moment at the Mayan Dude Ranch in Bandera, Texas, in 1953. The bucking barrel game provided an alternative rodeo experience for those eager to test their balance. Participants were cheered on by spectators as they attempted to stay on the wildly moving barrel. John Minnock is known as the heaviest recorded human in history, weighing approximately 1,400 pounds, 635 kilograms. Despite facing numerous challenges due to his weight, Minnock sought to maintain a positive outlook on life while dealing with health issues. A fisherman using a traditional method to fish at night in Hawaii. The torchlight attracts fish to the surface, a technique that has been practiced in Hawaiian culture for centuries. This photograph captures the serene beauty of the island and the quiet diligence of the fishermen. The Achilles-Seray Ladies Fire Brigade participating in a firefighters' competition in London, 1925. Defying the social norms of the time, these women were known for their ability to handle challenging tasks with skill. This image symbolizes women's place in firefighting. Taken in 1856, this photograph shows a visitor standing on the lap of the colossal statue of Ramesses II at the Great Temple of Abu Simbel. The statue represents the pharaoh's power and Egypt's architectural prowess. Creating such monumental statues was extraordinary for that era. This 1946 photograph captures the somber atmosphere of London's Christmas street in the post-war era. Children playing amidst the ruins of buildings reflect the city's struggle to rebuild after the devastation of World War II. This 1912 photograph features the students of the prestigious Gunston Hall Girls' School in Washington, D.C. The elegant clothing and fur details highlight the school's appeal to high society. This 1936 photograph from Washington, D.C. showcases one of the innovations of the time, the heated taxicab. Even in harsh winter conditions, passengers could travel in comfort and warmth. This 1942 photograph captures the window of a Jewish religious shop on Broome Street, New York. The display of religious books, symbols, and various items reflects the shop's cultural significance. This photograph, taken around 1917 in the Bay Area, shows a Jordan touring car making its way through a muddy road. Despite the challenging road conditions, cars like this were used for long journeys during that era. This photograph, taken around 1906, shows the grand structure of the Southern Railway Station in Knoxville, Tennessee. With its clock tower and spacious platforms, the station played a key role as a transportation hub in the region. This photograph from around 1917 shows a Jordan touring car driving through a muddy road. A luxury vehicle of its time, the car was known for its spacious interior and powerful engine. This image depicts a caboose selfie taken around 1905 in Lakeshore, Ohio. The caboose, often the last car on a train, was typically used as a lodging space for train workers. This photo, taken around 1927 in Northern California, shows the official mechanical, first aid, and towing service station of the California State Automobile Association. Car maintenance and emergency services were becoming more advanced in that era. This 1938 photo captures the humble home of an old and sick mine foreman and a WPA worker with their families. During the tough economic times in America, such dwellings reflected the living conditions of working-class families. Taken in 1951, this image captures World War II veterans gathered at Arlington National Cemetery to honor their fallen comrades. The quiet and somber moment reflects the losses and sacrifices of these veterans during the war. This 1919 photo shows an organ grinder in Washington, D.C. His hand-cranked organ with a custom cover provided him with a modest livelihood. The image offers a glimpse into the lives of street musicians of the time. A person sitting in a photo booth during the fiesta at Taos in the early 1940s. The quick photography technology of the time allowed people to instantly capture their memories. Photo booths were a popular entertainment at events like this. This 1917 photograph from San Francisco captures a group of children enjoying a ride in a Jordan touring car. This shot reflects the era when cars became a symbol of fun and freedom for families with children. This 1915 photograph shows the ruins of Iglesia El Carmen in Antigua, Guatemala, as seen from the northeast. The historic structure reflects the architectural elegance and cultural heritage of the era. This 1925 photo from Washington, D.C. shows an old Ford truck parked in front of Parkway Motor Co. Ford's contributions to business transportation revolutionized commercial logistics during this era. Captured during a boxing match in New York, 1960, this photo of Elizabeth Taylor immortalizes a moment of suspense and excitement. Boxing matches gained immense popularity in the 1960s, and this moment shows how celebrities like Taylor were keen spectators. In December 1961, the Beatles played a small gig in Aldershot, expecting a large crowd, but only 18 people attended. This ironic moment contrasts sharply with their later global success. The band can just be seen in the background on stage. This 1940 image captures women receiving makeup application lessons. The scene reflects the era's beauty standards and the societal emphasis on grooming, highlighting the cultural norms of the time. Captured in 1953, this image shows two women sunbathing on a rooftop in London's Piccadilly. It highlights the bold style of the era and the vibrant spirit of metropolitan life. These postal workers in Washington, D.C., circa 1917, are seen using newly invented autoped scooters. These vehicles were a significant representation of the advancements in transportation technology of that era, making postal deliveries faster and more efficient. In this photograph from the 1950s, a Japanese worker is seen using precision tools to work on metal parts. This kind of craftsmanship played a vital role in Japan's industrial development during that era. This 1920 photograph shows a worker behind the iconic clock face of Big Ben. This rare moment documents one of the few images capturing the clock repair processes in London during that era. This family portrait taken in the Philippines in 1912 captures a heartfelt moment of a Filipino-American family, reflecting their multicultural background. It's a rare glimpse into family life of that era. One of Hollywood's most iconic moments captured as Marilyn Monroe and Jane Russell immortalized their handprints at Grauman's Chinese Theater in 1953. This public event drew massive attention, showcasing two of the era's biggest stars. British statesman Winston Churchill is being carried from a nursing home after being struck by a car in New York City. Despite the accident, Churchill recovered faster than expected and continued with his political career. During World War I, peach pits were used to create filters for gas masks. In this image, 3 Girl Scouts are seen collecting the pits as part of their effort to support the war cause. These filters played a crucial role in saving the lives of soldiers on the battlefield. During the war years, football matches were a much-needed source of morale. Here, British and Commonwealth servicemen excitedly watch a friendly game between England and Scotland. Despite the hardships of the era, the match offers a brief moment of escape and normalcy for those in the stands. To make pasta consumption easier, Russell E. Oakes invented the spaghetti aid in 1955. This innovative device automatically twirled the pasta onto a fork, simplifying the eating process. It was considered a quirky invention of its time. During World War II, famous artworks, including the Mona Lisa, were hidden in secret locations to protect them from being stolen by the Nazis. After the war ended, these treasures were brought back into the public eye. This image captures the moment when the world-renowned Mona Lisa was unpacked, symbolizing the triumph of art after the devastation of war.